The drums in Umuazala stopped beating the moment Chief Okoye drew his final breath. A thick silence blanketed the village, the kind that wrapped itself around your throat and refused to let go. Outside the Okoye compound, villagers gathered in stunned whispers, their eyes flicking toward the old man's home, where his younger daughter knelt beside his lifeless body. Chika didn't cry. She couldn't. Her soul had drowned in something heavier than tears. The bank letter they found in her father's pocket bore news that shattered her world. His land, the sacred piece of soil passed down from his ancestors, was gone. Not sold, not gifted. Taken. Mortgaged to a bank. Used as collateral for a loan of 15 million naira. And the name on the paperwork wasn't his. It was Adi's. 3 weeks earlier, the same compound had echoed with celebration. Adi's, the eldest daughter, had accepted a marriage proposal from Chaka Nwankwo, a polished Lagos banker with a confident smile and a silver tongue. He brought crates of wine, cola nuts, fine wrappers for the mothers, and promises wrapped in eloquence. He had a job, a car, and a smile that made elders nod in approval. But Chika remembered him from somewhere else, far from village life and prying eyes. Lagos. Soyulia. A fleeting, secret romance during her internship. She'd ended it the day she found a woman's bracelet in his apartment and caught the scent of lies beneath his cologne. He never mentioned Adi's then. He never needed to. His silence had always spoken louder than truth. She never told her family. Not when Adi's announced the engagement. Not even when Chaka looked at her during the wine carrying like he was still tasting her name. After their father's death, grief turned to suspicion. The pieces didn't add up. Her father had been careful, meticulous, never one to gamble with what he couldn't afford to lose. The land meant everything to him, his pride, his future offering to his daughters. Something was wrong. Very wrong. With the help of their cousin Emeka, a final-year law student with a fire for justice, Chika dug into the paperwork. What they found turned suspicion into confirmation: a forged signature, inconsistent handwriting, a guarantor line signed clearly Adi's Okoye. The loan had been processed weeks before the engagement. It had all been planned. When she confronted her sister, she expected denial. Tears, maybe. Shame. What she got instead was calm, unapologetic defiance. "All my life, you were the favorite," Adiz said, eyes dry. "Papa's precious one. The smart one. The beloved. Chaka chose me, but I knew deep down I'd always come second to you. I just wanted something to be mine. I needed to secure our future." Chika's hand flew before her heart could catch up. The slap rang across the room, but Adiz didn't flinch. She turned and walked out, leaving Chika alone with rage coiled in her throat. The village elders summoned a family meeting. Shame burned through the Okoye name. The bank had already initiated recovery proceedings. They could lose everything. Adiz denied her involvement, playing the role of a naive fiancé betrayed by love. But Chika came with proof documents, forged papers, a recorded phone call from a bank official confirming the fraud. Then, as though summoned by the drama, Chaka returned to the compound, dressed in the same smug confidence he wore like a second skin. And he dropped a bombshell. "I'll return the land. I'll clear the debt," he said, loud enough for the elders to hear. "But only if Chika agrees to marry me." The silence that followed was suffocating. Mothers gasped. Someone whispered a curse. Their mother fainted on the spot. Emeka lunged at Chaka but was held back by two men. Chaka didn't blink. "She's the one I wanted all along." Chika stared at him, her lips trembling. Not from confusion, but fury. disgust, and something else. Resignation. That night, she sat alone under the udala tree, her late father's walking stick beside her. The compound echoed with ghosts. Her mother pleaded with her not to do it. Emeka offered legal options. But the auction date had been set. Time was no longer on their side. The next morning, she wore a white lace dress that felt like a burial shroud. No music played. No women danced. The elders attended only to witness the transaction, not to bless it. As Cheka placed a shallow kiss on her cheek, Chika's eyes stared into nothing. Her tears paid the price. Life with Chaka was worse than she imagined. He wasn't violent, no, he was worse. Cold. Calculated. He stripped the compound of its remaining palm trees and sold them. Monitored her calls. Controlled the money. Adiz disappeared to Lagos, and Emeka stopped visiting. Chika taught children at the community center to distract herself. But every night, she returned to a house that smelled of betrayal. Then, one morning, Chaka dropped the final insult. "I've filed for divorce," he said casually over breakfast. "Debts paid. I got what I needed." 2 days later, Chaka was found dead in a Lagos hotel. Poisoned. The news spread faster than fire in Harmattan. Rumors flew. Whispers returned to the Okoye compound. Chika was called in for questioning. She said nothing. She didn't have to. The truth came in chains, wearing a faded blouse and broken sandals. Adiz walked into the police station and confessed. "I killed him. He used me. He used her. He killed our father. And I let him." Chika watched her sister being led away, the image burning into her memory like a second funeral. It wasn't justice. It wasn't relief. It was loss, sharp and final. In the months that followed, Chika sold her jewelry, took a small loan, and used what was left of the reclaimed land to build a school. She named it the Okoye Learning Center. She taught village children to read, to write, to ask questions, to know when something didn't feel right. She taught them that silence can kill louder than any weapon. That dignity doesn't come from name, or beauty, or marriage, but from courage. At the school gate, she mounted a plaque. Simple words. Heavy meaning. Paid in tears. Rebuilt in truth. Every time she walked past it, she thought of Papa's laugh. Of Adiz's smile, before envy took it. Of the man who turned sisters into strangers. And of the woman who chose to survive. She never remarried. She didn't need to. She had found something better than love. She had found peace.